What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Sirr Love from Phase 6. Here's another snippet from Chasing Greatness. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Phase 6, your source for music, business, motivation, and support. It's your boy Sirr Love. I'm back with another episode of Chasing Greatness. You guys know exactly what it is. On the show, I answer your questions. You sent a text message to 404-442-4792. I got that text message. I read that text message. We probably text back and forth for a little bit so I can get some clarity. At which point, I may reach out and give you a phone call, and that's exactly what's happening. I've been texting a couple people earlier today, and I let them know that I will be reaching out this evening. So I hope all of you guys enjoy the show. I hope that we have some good content for you. Again, 404-442-4792. Reach out to me. I'm going to get back to you, and hopefully I can answer some of your questions and play some type of role, even a small role, and help it make your dreams come true. All right, let's make this thing happen. Let's jump into it. So we're going to start off with a call to... Who was it? I think it's Eric Bush. Yes, we're going to start the call off to Eric Bush. Eric Bush wants to be an A&R, right? And I think Eric is looking for the best ways to make this happen. So let's make the phone call and see what happens.
Eric Prince.
Yo, Eric, how you doing? This is Sirr Love from Phase 6. Can you hear me?
I'm doing all right. I can hear you good, Phase 6. Phase 6. Sirr Love, what's going on, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. You sound like you sleep. What's happening?
Nah, man, I was just chilling, man. Chilling, vibing out. Waiting on the call.
I dig it, man.
I'm just playing.
I'm digging. Well, shoot, I'm glad I was able to catch you. I saw your message come through. First of all, thank you for watching the channel, appreciating the show and whatnot. I saw your message come through about the whole vibe with, just really trying to get into the A&R space. And so there was so many areas to go with the question. And I know you had a couple of them and you asked it a couple different times before I got to you. So I just want to give you space to formulate the question how you like it to be answered right now.
Okay. I want to know if this is a good idea then, and run it by you, and you let me know if it's yay or nay.
Okay.
In a nutshell, I have a platform here within my city, Columbus, Georgia. As far as YouTube goes, long form content with a lot of the different artists and stuff. Long story short, I just get a lot of data, and I can see which artists are doing good in some places and are doing bad in others. I don't want to just sit on this information and do nothing with it. So I didn't know if the best way to do this was to start a production company and sign some of these artists and then try to shop them around, or is it just networking and going to different events, meeting the right people at some of these labels saying, hey, I have information or I have data, I guess, basically, or numbers, showing this artist can make money. And I didn't really know how to go about doing that.
Great questions. Let's talk about it. I know you don't want to reveal your secret sauce, and I'm not going to ask you to, but I do want to get an understanding of what type of data we're looking at. Are we looking at, was this social data? Is this streams? Is this an aggregate of all of that type of data? I mean, what are you looking at?
The social data numbers, I'm sorry, let me answer you more directly. Social data in terms of clicks, engagement from Facebook, Instagram, and then YouTube specifically in terms of watch minutes, watch time, that type of deal.
And you believe that with this data, you have more insight than the label does, and that you can provide value by letting them know, hey, you should sign this artist over another artist.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And tell me a little bit about you. Are you a data analyst? Are you, a computer science guy? Are you really big on data? You know how to manipulate Excel really well? Do you do any type of database coding, SQL, anything of that nature?
Man, I'm trying to give you the short answers of things. I started off as an artist myself, and doing that, I just learned a whole bunch of what you said. Multimedia creation, creating interviews, artist development, all that type of stuff. So updating contact lists, email lists, all that kind of stuff. So it includes the Excel spreadsheets, all that type of stuff. Myself specifically, I am in the project management field. So I'm used to juggling a lot of things at one time and planning out content for months ahead and stuff like that. So I hope that answered your question.
No, that answered my question. I was just trying to get an understanding of your expertise around this. So let's jump into it. Do I think that you can just take that data to the label and get them to sign your acts based off of that data alone? The answer is no. I do not think that that would be the plan, because labels are more modernized now. Labels, you go into an executive's office today, they have TVs all around the room, and on all those TVs are analytics and data. Exact type of data that you're talking about right now, social media numbers, YouTube numbers, these numbers. So they already have those numbers. They're when you saw that renaissance of artists, especially Atlantic Records, they were known for doing this heavily. They were signing a lot of acts that were social media sensations. A lot of that was driven based off of the music industry kind of getting introduced to being more of an analytical space. And what they do, and that's why we had all these like random artists like Catch Me Outside, Catch Me Outside.
Yeah.
You had the yodeling kid that got signed, right?
Got you.
Right. So the label,
that's a good point.
Label's been on that. What they discovered doing so is that social media numbers alone do not necessarily yield streams or record sales, right? Or financial success, because what you learn is that regardless of engagement, most artists that have high social media numbers and engagement, their engagement is not because of the music. It's because people love their relationship, or people love the fact that they do funny skits, or they like some type of other aspect that they're getting entertainment from, and it's not necessarily the music that they're in love with. So labels were signing these individuals and just taking L's, and so then they started signing them for little to nothing. And what that really did is it shrunk the marketplace. So now you see all these artists getting deals or offers for, hey, sign to my label for $10,000, for $20,000. And that's because the model switched from, hey, let me find highly talented artists with a really decent reach, to let me find, people, just multiple individuals that have large reach. Let me pay them all, right? Like the same budget. If I had $1 million, instead of breaking off 10 people with 100,000, I want to break off 100 people with 10,000 and see which one of them breaks, right? So the model shifted. It was unsuccessful, largely. And so that's a long way to add value and give you insights around what you're doing now and the data that you have. Now, the fact that you're on that does put you ahead of most of the other people that are listening to my channel right now. It puts you ahead of a lot of people that I've talked to. It puts you ahead. So it's going to make you stand out. Should you present that as a part of your presentation? Yes, but is that the sole thing that's going to sell the deal? No. Will that increase your odds and opportunity of being an A&R? Yes, because someone in that space will see value in what you do, because that is the modernized way of how business is being done, right? So I think it's super positive that you're doing that, but your whole A&R situation is going to have to also be based off of all those other skills that you mentioned. And if you kind of got to figure out how to bridge that. If you study the trajectory of other A&Rs in the game, which you should, there's a lot of A&Rs, a lot of people that came into the game as A&Rs and saw success. And often what they had is a footing in the label, right? Due to their natural expertise, like what you have, or due to a relationship, right? They got a footing in the door, and then they went and found the artist. If you have the artist without the label, and you want to be an A&R, there's not much value that you can add, right? Because at the end of the day, they're going to push you in another space. They're going to ask you to be a manager or a booking agent. They're going to ask you to do some other shit because you're not shopping them, right?
Yeah.
And in order to effectively shop somebody, you have to have relationships at labels to go, because shopping is I'm taking you from label to situation, and I'm pitching you and putting you in front of these people. And if you don't have those relationships, you really can't shop anyone. So if you sign them to a shopping deal, right, like how the deal will expire most likely before you get them in one building.
Okay.
So you
understand.
You want to be an A&R. I would say you want to get your foothold in a building, and you can do it either going to the top, like straight to the imprint that you want to go. So you have the top, which is like the Universal, Sony, Warner, or a step under where you start doing the Atlantic, the Def Jam, the Motown, whatever, and then you have your Republics and all that, and you get down to like your QCs and those types of those places, and Top Dog. So figure out where you want to where you can get your foot in, because I will tell you this: the further you get from the top, the less the people have those resources. So if you're starting with a lower
What do you?
tier, huh?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, if you're starting with if you're going to if you're going to a label that's signed to a label that's signed to a label, they don't have the resources as the label. They don't have the same resources. So the data that you're adding, the value that you're providing may be more insightful at a lower label status, right?
Okay.
It's still
so it
from a
might be
label.
easier to get on.
Yeah.
Okay.
With your knowledge base. It's not easier in general with just the value proposition that you're bringing to the table, right?
Understood.
Yeah, so I'm not speaking ill of an organization like QC that's a smart people over there, right? Or a Top Dog, the smart people over there. But in the food chain, these guys aren't the top of the food chains. They're getting money, right? Your cash money is not at the top of the food chain, right?
Yeah. Okay. No, that makes sense, man. Could I ask you another question or follow up on what you just said?
Go ahead. We still got a little time. Go ahead.
Is why, in regards to A&Rs, why is it such an issue, or why does it seem like somebody becomes an A&R or one label or one spot, and then within a year or some months or 2 years they're gone? That just seems like it's a standard industry thing. Is there any reason for that, or just people just constantly get cycled out normally?
There's a lot of shuffling going on because you don't get paid what you're worth. You get paid what you negotiate in any space, and especially entertainment. So if you're doing something that's really dope and amazing in one environment, someone from another environment may give you a counter offer, and you may take that counter offer because as an A&R. You're trying to be an A&R, right? You're going to come in the game. Whatever agreement that you initially have will likely not be a very strong agreement. You may be working for free, right? And then maybe you get a commission off the sales if the project does well. Well, you done broke a project that does well, but your agreement, you're still not even on salary. And some other company says, well, shoot, we'll give you a salary and the same commission. And then what are you going to do? Right? So that's one aspect of it. Another aspect of it is your project is going to be more successful in a team. Everything is more successful in a team. So your team is going to consist of a lot of other people, especially some of the people higher up the chain at the label. So you may have a great relationship with one of the executives, and that executive may take a job somewhere else. And you know that a part of what makes you so successful is your relationship with that executive. That executive, has favoritism towards you, or they're a part of your system. You're like, every time I break an artist, I do these things. And this executive is a part of 4 of the 10 things I do. When the new executive comes in, I may be less effective. I'm going to go with the previous exec. Plus, I have a relationship with them. They already told me, hey, man, you stay with me. I'm going to take you places. You might have a loyalty to that individual more so than you have to the company. So when they move, you might move too. Right?
Gotcha.
You see that happen a lot. And then you have people that just don't cut it and end up getting a shot somewhere else because they're a good person and people just believe in them and like the hustle, but they failed in one place and they get another shot somewhere else.
Gotcha. Man, sir, I appreciate it, man. From when I was an artist, I listened to your videos and used those techniques, to now when I'm doing this and I still listen to your videos. I really appreciate it, man. And thank you for chopping it up with me.
Hey, man, no problem, brother. I appreciate you for calling in, or texting in. I appreciate you for keeping it concise enough so that I can hit as many people as I can in this podcast today. And I just appreciate your vibes and your drive, man. So I'm blessed that I've been able to contribute to your success as you've been navigating. Keep going, man, and by all means, let me know if there's any other things that I can answer. This may not be your last time on the show, but I love these types of questions because other people have these types of questions, and I would love to hear questions from more people that want to be A&R. So I appreciate you asking these questions, man.
Hey, no problem, man. You stay safe, man.
Thanks, too, brother. Enjoy your night, man.
Hey, you too. Bye-bye.
Boom. There goes another one. I like that conversation. Eric came with some real meaningful questions there. I felt like that added value to a lot of people, right? And those are the types of questions that I love to answer. The questions that everyone can get something out of, right? Well, shoot, let's keep the vibe going. I don't know everything, but I know a lot about a little and a little bit about a lot. And I'm trying to give you guys everything that I got right here on Phase 6. Check us out at www.phasevi.com. Again, that's www.phasevi.com. Beam in.